On our poultry farm, I think you guys can see something new if you have been quite familiar on this poultry farm. We have a new chicken cage that I actually built yesterday in the morning, and then I brought it here, and then I had to put birds inside it. It's quite bigger compared to this cage that we had initially on our poultry farm. It is totally made in a cheap way. As I told you earlier, this chicken thing does not need things which are fancy, things which are beautiful. It only needs things which are convenient, or things which can sustain them better. As you can see, we have old timbers that we actually used, and then I think if there are some new things on this cage here, maybe the nails and then this wire mesh over here. So all the things are all things which are cheaply or even at no price. You can get them. You can see our birds inside. You may be wondering why we are having two hens inside. This is because that the number of chicks that we were having were very many and can't be actually kept by one hen. Out of 3 hens which hatched, we managed to actually find 2 hens which can stay properly without disturbing others. As you guys know, these hens cannot stay in one place, like in one cage when they are 2. They will be fighting all the time. But fortunately, we managed to find these 2 hens which can stay at least safely. I don't know if they also have the things of co-wives and then whatever. They are very jealous of each other. But these 2 that you're actually seeing, they are staying perfectly, although there are some tensions between them, but they are somehow coordinating. You can see them. Let me first try to open the door. Take a look. This is like our handle where we can pull with the door, actually open with the door and then close. And then here, this is where we use to actually put the feeds and then water so that it can open wider. You can see when we open it like this, it's very wide. And then it will be easier for us to clean it. That's why we have made it with 2 doors. But as for now, let me first use it like this one. We have quite a lot of chicks roaming inside this cage. We actually had around 35. In the beginning, we actually tried one mother to actually keep all these chicks. But unfortunately, it wasn't successful because the chicks were very many, and mothering them or covering them like this was actually something very hard to the hen. And then in the process, we lost 1 chick and we remained with 34 chicks. This morning, I actually found one which was not all that okay. I was giving it some attention, but unfortunately, we lost the chick as well. Let me first try to show you the chick which actually we lost this morning. I brought it outside here so that it can get enough more heat, but it didn't go well. We lost her. This is the chick that we lost this morning, making a total of 2 which we have actually lost. We have 2 mortalities out of 35 birds, meaning that we are left with 33 chicks at the moment. This hen over here is very humble and very good. She is actually a good mother, if I can find a word for her. And then the other one there, the other black one, is not all that okay. I can give her like a 70% good mothering. The only problem with her is that she may sometimes try to fight this, and sometimes it can peck on the chicks. Let me first try to show you one of the chicks which she pecked actually, I think some few days back. This is the chick. Let me first try to grab her. Oh, she have gone the other side, but you can see. Let me first try. Oh, there are very many, but I'll try to show you guys. Yeah, here is the chick. You can see its head. Yeah, you can see the head. It has been pecked on, and that black hen over there pecked on her. So I was suggesting to actually let her out so that in the evening when they are going to sleep, I can now bring her inside. You can see her. So that's what I'm actually going to do. All these chicks were being hatched by 3 hens, and then one hen is very aggressive, and I've separated her over there. I think you guys can see. Let me first try to zoom in. You can see that I have tied her, and she's on a lockdown for some 2 to 3 days. That's when she can forget about her chicks. So basically that's what we are going to do. Right now I am going to pull this black hen out so that she can stay outside, and then in the evening that's when I can put her inside. Because if we don't do it like that, she is going to peck most of the chicks, and then at the end we will lose most of the birds. Our mission was not to lose any of our birds. We actually wanted to have 0 mortality, but unfortunately we have lost 2. Let me first try to show you other things. Let's close here. You can see the door. Very nice door. So right over here is our cage, which you guys all know, and it is actually empty, waiting for some chicks which are currently being hatched. So let me try to take you over there so that you can see how the chicks are currently hatched. This is the hen that I earlier told you about, which I've separated so that she can forget about her chicks. So let's try to enter inside. Guys, these are our eggs, which we actually got some 2 days, and then we are actually going to change the things on this poultry farm. What I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to be using something that they call synchronized hatching on our poultry farm, whereby every hen which will be laying, I'll be collecting the eggs and then keeping them in a safe place. I will boil some eggs, let me say 10 eggs. I'll boil them and then I'll distribute them in each of these laying nests, 1 each, so that when these hens feel like incubating the eggs, they will be incubating on that very egg which I have boiled. And when I find that there are 10 hens which are actually doing the same thing of incubating that boiled egg, that is when now I'll remove that boiled egg and then introduce the one which they have laid earlier, and then give them, if 15, 15, if 14, 14, so that they can hatch on the same date. That way managing the chicks will be very easy, and then second, vaccinating the chicks will also be very easy. At this point we are having a lot of troubles in vaccinating the chicks. Like for instance, today we may have 15 chicks which are hatched, and then after 4 to 5 days we'll again have another 10 chicks, like that throughout the month. That way it will be very difficult for us to vaccinate these birds. But with the synchronized hatching, these birds will hatch on the same date, and then vaccinating them will be very easy. First, managing them will be very easy, and then second, vaccinating the birds alone will also be very easy. And then third one is that there will be uniformity in my poultry farm. Like all my birds will grow in a uniform size. Basically, that's our plan on the issue of the synchronized hatching. From next month onwards, that's what we are actually going to be using on our poultry farm. You can see the birds which are currently incubating our eggs. This one I think is left with some 4 to 5 days to give us the chicks. This one I think 7 to 8 days. This one 10 days, and then this one I think 9 days. This laying nest over here is still empty without a bird incubating it, but it's having eggs. You can see that we have numbered the eggs all according to the date which they were laid. It is very important, and if you want to know why we have numbered these eggs, there is a video that I have dropped on why we number our eggs. You can go and then watch that video. That way it will help you so much if you also want to do the local birds. Second is that on this poultry farm we are keeping birds on a local way. Local birds on a local way, but in a somehow modernized way. That's why you see that we have built them a house, we have made cages That's because that we want to modernize them. But guys, if you want to be doing local chicken, but you only want them to lay the eggs and then you will take the eggs in an incubator, what we want is that we want these birds to incubate the eggs. And if these birds incubate the eggs, that means that there is no money that we will be paying for the incubators to actually incubate our eggs. And then second is that when these chicks are hatched, we now don't need to go this stress of brooding the birds, like buying charcoal, looking for a source of heat, source of light, stuffs like that. These hens will be available to do all these sorts of things. That way it is highly reducing the cost that we are having on our poultry farm. And then over here you can see that we are having chicks being hatched, and we will probably take them in the other cage maybe by tomorrow. All these chicks are hatching. Let me first try to show you guys how many chicks they have hatched so far. Let's try with this one. I think she's not rude. Oh, let me show you guys. You can see the chicks, guys. Very nice chicks. Let's first try to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And one over here which was laid on the 21st of September, you can see that she's actually cracking the egg. You can see the chick over there in the egg. So we are left with quite a number of eggs. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 eggs. And if by luck we can like have 4 of them, that would be better. She can now go back. And then with these guys, you can see that she is also hatching them. Let us first try to count so that you guys can see. You can see the chicks. These chicks are a little bit, let me say, they are a little bit older than these ones over here. So this one also is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 chicks, and some eggs are still left to be hatched. So basically, that is that with what is happening on our poultry farm. And over there, you can see that we have one hen which is currently incubating her eggs as well. And right over here, guys, you can see that we have some strange things on our poultry farm. Take a look at them, guys. These are rat traps. Rat traps. They are used for trapping rats. What we do is that every evening we set the things around our poultry farm so that when any rat comes, then it can be trapped. Let me first try to show you how it works. This is how we set it. And then when a rat comes, that's it. If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Jacob, a passionate farmer about poultry keeping. On this channel, we talk about poultry farming in general. We talk about the layers, broilers, the local chicken which we are currently having on our poultry farm, the ducks, the geese, the guinea fowl. In fact, any kind of poultry, you will find it on this channel. So if you have been one of the people that have been looking for channels that can teach you on how you can run a poultry farm successfully, then you're in the right area. Do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. That way you can be one of the family members in this awesome YouTube channel. And if you have any question regarding poultry keeping, don't hesitate, drop it in the comment section below. I am willing to answer at any time. And more so on that, if you have a friend or a relative who may also like this poultry thing, there is that share button right over there. Use it very well to share this video to them. Turn on your bell notification, that way you'll never miss out in case I upload any new video, of course about poultry keeping. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye.